Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Junction. I'm Mark with my co-host Brandon.
What's going on, everybody? Here for another news article.
Yeah, we got an article here from Kotaku. The Pokemon devs made a cult hit that you now have another chance to play. Pocket Card Jockey for the Nintendo 3DS will get a second life on Apple Arcade. Now, I have never played this game. Have you played this before, Brandon?
I've tried it. I played it when I was working with Nintendo enthusiasts. It was a gift code, so it wasn't like a review code. It wasn't necessarily my thing, but I can definitely see the audience for something like this. In
Definitely.
general, it's cool to get a game getting a second life, no matter what it is, whether it's something I like or not.
It's not forever stuck on the 3DS at this point, which is now a dead
Exactly.
console, dead handheld.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, they put out some other things that are really cool that aren't, Pokemon related. Harmonite, Drill Dozer, some like cult classics that people absolutely love now. So,
yeah, because you kind of think Game Freak, you just think Pokemon, and that's about it. Nobody
right.
just doesn't know anything else. Most people don't know that there are other side projects that they've kind of dabbled in.
Yeah, they make good stuff outside of Pokemon. They've done a lot of cool games, and I've enjoyed what I played. Like I said, this isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but there's gonna be people that love this. So,
Yeah, it's a hot take right now. You're gonna upset a lot of people.
hey, I'm not the card-based video game guy necessarily. So,
The only card game I like is Gwent.
I mean, I don't like Gwent at all. There was a some type of card game in the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Couldn't get into it, but I do like Lost Kingdoms, which is kind of card based. So.
Yeah, but we'll go ahead and move into the article here. Pokemon devs have made a cult hit that you now have another chance to play. So 2023's first game surprise is here, and it's shockingly pleasant one. Pocket Card Jockey is coming to Apple Arcade on January 20th, which for some reason I have. I don't know why. I think I got it to get another game that was only on Apple Arcade, so I should have access to this game.
Yeah, we're trying.
I'm definitely gonna have to. Game Freak's experimental 3DS game is notable for both being really fun and one of the studio's only non-Pokemon releases. And Apple's ongoing exercise in subscription gaming is now poised to save it from the dead Nintendo platform. Pocket Card Jockey is a mashup of horse racing and solitaire. You play as a man who dies and comes back to life to use his skills playing cards to help his horse win races. It sounds absurd. It absolutely sounds absurd.
Yeah,
And it is. But it's also brilliant, showing Game Freak knows its way around more than just iterating on Pokemon sequels. Because Pokemon has already got a card game.
yeah.
uh, that it sounds unique. Like, how do you turn horse racing into a card game?
It's gosh, it's been a long time since I played it. It's very weird, but I can see where people could get into it. It's cool. It's got a unique style to it too. It's
Yeah.
like a identifiable style. So
I mean, I would ask how you turn Pokemon to a card game, but it was clearly a card game that was turned into a game. If
a
I'm not,
long time
if I'm
ago.
not screwing up 25 years of history, which is possible. But we'll go on. Apple announced the port to iOS called Ride On Tuesday, and while the gameplay will remain the same, the horse races themselves will now be portrayed in 3D. It's the perfect sort of pickup for the platform subscription service, rewarding players who are signed in with a hidden gem while not ruining a beloved formula with ads or microtransactions, which is always controversial in mobile gaming these days.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's good to hear.
Yeah,
Players compete in each horse race by clearing piles of cards, with their corresponding horse performing better the more cards they are able to get through. That's not all. Certain cards also provide bonuses, improve performance, raise our horse's level, or grant it new skills. There's even horse breeding, because while cards are forever, a horse's life is not. Though it is a game, a horse could live forever.
yeah,
But it kind of seems like they're using the cards as essentially just power ups.
yeah.
You use these
That's
cards
how it works.
to make your horse faster, essentially.
I think if you like solitaire, you'll like this game because it does something else to the screen. It's kind of like the game we covered the trailer for, where you're doing the dance moves and it's actually a fighting game, but you're not really fighting. So
Oh, the God of Rock game, yeah.
yeah, gotta rock. Yeah,
They kind of like testing around. It definitely seems like an interesting formula. I don't know why I never heard of it, but I wasn't big when the 3DS was around for the most part, so it's probably why I missed it.
Right.
But we'll move on. Made Kotaku's 2016 list of weirdest 3DS games you may have missed. And I definitely did miss it. With
I think a
former,
lot of people did.
yeah, right. With former editor-in-chief Stephen Totilio, I'm sure I butchered that last name, lauding the gameplay as both strategic and shockingly deep. But why does it exist in the first place? Why would Game Freak, the studio, continually pump out new Pokemon bestsellers, take time to ship a 7 micro game? I mean, I guess it makes sense. You know, you work on Pokemon all the time. Maybe you want to take a smaller
The
team and
refresh
just,
project.
yeah, do something else or you take
cleansing.
a break.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it would come around the time like around where Sun and Moon would have released, or Sword and Shield, I guess.
It's
I
like
mean, mixing up my timelines.
it's like the teams for like EA that are only doing Madden every year. Like
Yeah.
I can imagine that gets hard to do.
It just gets
I mean,
repetitive. Like, you need a way to like step away, catch your breath, then move back into it.
yeah, for sure. I shout out to Square Pigs. He worked at EA and did some of those sports titles with them. So yeah, I can imagine that that could get pretty overbearing,
Yeah.
kind of boring, and the same thing all the time. So
Kind of like what Bethesda is like, here, let's take a break from just doing Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
right, exactly.
To everyone's controversy.
Yeah.
The studio has an internal system called the Gear Project where employees form teams and submit game projects. The approved ones then get greenlit for full development. Besides Pocket Card Jockey, games like Harmoro Knight, Timbo, the Badass Elephant, and Giga Wrecker were also born of this process. Full disclosure, I've not heard of any of these games.
They didn't even mention Drill Dozer. I would say Harmonite and Drill Dozer are up there, even better than some of the Pokemon they put out for sure.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Game Freak programmer and director Masayuki Onue, I'm sorry I butchered that, I apologize, previously said in an interview with VGC that it helped staff developer there, that's so weird way they've worded that, staff develop their experiences around making original games and return to the Pokemon series refreshed. So kind of like a refresher.
Yeah, exactly.
The most recent game released this way was Little Town Hero for the Switch back in 2019, another card-based hybrid. It was a fun little tactical RPG with charming visuals and a soundtrack by Undertale's Toby Fox. Pleasantly surprised. Hopefully the current onslaught of Pokemon games and their clear need for more development time and polish doesn't prevent Game Freak from continuing to experiment with weird one-off projects in the future. And that's kind of the rest of the article. But yeah, definitely Pokemon could be more polished, but that's a whole other topic.
Oh, it's a whole other topic. Makes sense, to transfer this to another device where there's a lot more people that can play. It's on a mobile device.
Just mass exposure. It seems like they like a lot of card-based spin-offs that Game Freak.
Yeah.
But
yes, it does seem to be that way.
They seem to like have this unique way of like, hey, just submit a project and if we like it, we'll greenlight it and you can make it. It seems like a unique way to keep your employees kind of like energized to want to work, kind of keep their minds moving. They're not just like dull working on one game at a time. Whatever the project is that they say you have to work on, you have the chance to, if you have a good idea, get that game actually like published.
Yeah, it seems like they always go like the unique game kind of route. Like Drill Dozer was one of the few GBA games that had a Rumble Pack in it, so it stood out. That was the only game that ever looked the way that it did on there. It had a super unique battle system. It's like generally a platformer, but like you were in your drill mobile or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right.
I forget what it was called. And you had to like do sequences to get through walls. But yeah, it's cool. I think it makes sense to have like those refresh projects. So I think this is a good thing. It's getting a second life, and I mean, kind of all there is to say about it.
Yeah, definitely have to check it out. It comes out on Apple Arcade on January 20th. I'll definitely be checking it out. Hope you all do. If you have any comments, let us know down below whether you agree, disagree, you got your own recommendations. Give us a like, give us a sub, and we'll see you next time.
Appreciate y'all.